CoffeeZilla's being sued for what? I feel like he gets threatened with lawsuits every week. Might get sued for this. Okay, let me take a peek.
I already got a cease and desist letter last time, so I might get sued for saying this, but we have to talk about the fraud and lies that are catching up.
Oh boy, he's going back to the Mooners. They do not like that. The Safe Moon delusion, it has not wavered. They still fully believe in Safe Moon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's coming back to the Mooners. I see. Thanks to Prime Dova, the resub All Wine, and Loveless.
And their CEO, John Caroni. Last time, we uncovered millions of dollars of stolen company money.
These are 5 good subs,
this
Internet.
time, it
Appreciate
gets
it, man.
even worse. I'm being threatened for uncovering shell companies, and worse, so is John's mom. So look, guys, we're on like part 5 of this Safe Moon expose. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, some of this might not make a ton of sense. We're deep in the
I think I've watched all of them.
Deep in the $10 million studio. So I've got a couple of options. First, you can go watch those videos and then jump to this timestamp for when we're going to discuss the rest of it. Or I can give you a super quick recap. The summary is that SafeMoon is a formerly billion-dollar cryptocurrency which promised to take their investors safely to the moon.
Goddamn right.
Surprised no one. They then defrauded those investors by stealing unstealable funds. Turns out that the money that was supposed to be like locked up automatically wasn't locked up automatically. And despite this, somehow SafeMoon still maintains a pretty cult-like fan base called the SafeMoon Army by promising pretty much everything from Gambian wind farms to nanotechnology and delivering on absolutely none of it. I mean, to understand the absolute horror of being a SafeMoon investor, just picture, your dad, right? He promises you everything one Christmas. Promises you the Walmart catalog, the little kid-sized Jeep that actually drives, all of it. And then the time comes and you get nothing, and he steals your grandma's card with $100 in it. That's what it's like being invested in SafeMoon.
Well, it's worse than that. Picture homelessness. Picture someone comes up to you with an offer so good you put all your money into it, and you spend the rest of your life in denial that you lost all that money. That's what it's like to be well, not even just SafeMoon, but any kind of cryptocurrency investor at this point. It's rough out there. I don't know if it's bouncing back. I haven't checked. I just keep seeing the downward trends that haven't really seemed to stop anywhere on any of the coins, but maybe there's a few. I don't know. Thanks to the resub. Milk Toast, Defensive, and Balmy. And the bits. Tavoro. Lost all my money in the stock market. Oh yeah, she'll get you too. She is a cruel mistress as well. But at the very least, it ain't crypto. So you can at least hold your head up high. You got scammed the old-fashioned way.
Instead of just one dad, there are several dads in the SafeMoon history which have promised things and then stolen the money. But these days, there's really only one dad worth talking about who hasn't gone out for cigarettes yet. Okay, maybe this dad analogy's gone a bit too far, but the point is that man, well, who's actually not a dad, incidentally, is John Caroni. Current CEO. John was basically broke before SafeMoon. Now, I don't mean that disparagingly. I mean it as a matter of record. He admits to living in a trailer on Instagram, saying that he was like living a van life or something. Now, what's funny about this is his own brother responded to it that it wasn't so much van life as it was John mooching off his parents for free utilities. I don't know what you want to call that. Are we calling this living at home with extra steps or van life? It's up to you.
I call it van life.
John hit it big when he got attached to SafeMoon. He quickly became a multi-millionaire after he stole money which was supposed to be for investors, which we all discovered accidentally because of a wiener dog NFT that John posted to Instagram to show off. We here at CoffeeZilla call that Wienergate. And unfortunately, it's too hard to talk about here today. You can go watch a video about that here. But either way, this proves...
I don't remember that. How did that... I feel like I watched all of these, but maybe I missed one. How did the wiener dog lead to that uncovery? I'm guessing they just found the wallet. Oh, the wallet that was used to purchase it. Okay. Huge. Hey, hats off to NFTs, man. Looking real good out there. Look at Reese of Mr. Cool. Found a commemorative Bitcoin for $5 at a store once. Best ironic purchase ever. Oh, nice.
Proved that John had millions of dollars of crypto that he shouldn't, right? Because the whole idea was we're locking the money away. We're not going to touch it for like 4 years or something. It turns out, of course, they did. But it got me thinking. Once we found this, I wanted to know, where did this money go? Where's he putting all this crypto, right? He doesn't keep it all in crypto. And that's what we're going to find out today. Now, one last piece of context that I do think is important. Most of the people who formerly worked with John Karony told me the same thing, basically. He's terrible to work with and quite ruthless, as you'll see in these recordings.
There's like no substance of a human there anymore. He's just a fucking dick.
He's just a...
John's a fucking monster.
Jesus
does
Christ.
Not care about his employees whatsoever.
I can't believe that.
This is going to sound really up, and I apologize in advance. The only time I like John is when he's depressed.
Now, again, I don't mean that to show him disparagingly. I just think it's important context, because the Safe Moon Army still believes that John is basically their savior. He's the good guy in their eyes, and everyone else is bad because of John. That really is their narrative. But it's a narrative that starts falling apart when you realize the pattern of behavior with everyone. You know, it's like that one friend you have that always has problems with other people, right? They always have drama with everyone. And they
no, that's not John Karony, though.
But themselves. And at some
John
point,
Karony's
you
a saint.
always think like, well, maybe there's a common denominator here. And that brings us all to today, because today I'm here to share even more evidence that John Karony might be stealing from Safe Moon holders. Some of this is brand new evidence. Some of it is old evidence that I uncovered that I've been unable to talk about because of lawsuit threats from John's lawyers. Because a couple of months ago, I discovered a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio that John Karony was hiding in shell companies, which again is pertinent because, you know, before SafeMoon, he had no money. And in SafeMoon, he wasn't supposed to have a way to get money. So where did it come from? So obviously, you know what I think. But the point is, when I went to uncover this information, John's lawyers, they sent me a cease and desist, said, hey, we're going to sue you if you leak this information. And the thing is, I had already done so much on them that I knew that somehow this information would come out. Like, they're really bad at hiding things. So I decided, look, I'm just going to hang back. I'm just going to wait. I know this is going to leak eventually. And turns out I was right. It did, just not in the way I expected. Because the leaker of the information wasn't some disgruntled employee. It was John Karony,
the hero,
leaking the information public when he sued his own mother. Yes, you heard that right. John Karony is suing his own mother.
Well, maybe she deserved
embezzlement.
That's succubus.
Here's the lawsuit right here, which I got by paying $3 on Pacer. It's called journalism. I mean, I know you guys wonder, you know, if this is such a big deal, why isn't it everywhere in the presses? Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't have $3. I don't know. I don't think the New York Times has a Pacer account, right? Actually, a serious story. People did approach me about doing this as like a docu-series or something like that after we put out our report. But when I'd fully explained it to them, they'd be like, yeah, can we make this a bit simpler? Can we dumb it down? I mean, these people, their audiences, they think the blockchain is like a Tetris mobile game. You know, they're trying to erase the blockchain from this whole story. And it's like, not sure you can do that and still, you know.
You could still tell a cool story even without the blockchain, I think.
I don't know how much I can make it simpler, right?
You could boil it down to the bare bones. People getting scammed willingly, denying they got scammed, pouring more money into this sunk cost fallacy, continuing to get scammed, and just follow that rabbit hole down. You could make a pretty interesting, compelling docuseries out of it, I think. Because you have so many examples. It doesn't have to focus entirely on SafeMoon. You have Terra Luna, which had that double dipping scam where everyone lost everything. And now the creator of it, Do Kwon's on the run, one of the FBI's most wanted. Like, there is so many things that you could go to. Like, it doesn't have to just be SafeMoon. You could make a really compelling docuseries out of it. Overwatch is back up. They're just... okay. Be on there in a bit. He's a Prime Zero. I want to see what he might get sued for. He's a Prime Bingy. No, I didn't see the SNL Try Guys sketch. I already know it was dog shit, though. But yeah, give me a second. I'll hop on Overwatch.
This guy is literally suing his mom for embezzlement while himself being accused of embezzlement. It's honestly insane. It's insane that this story isn't everywhere right now. But today, we're going to break it all down. You know, how did John Caroni go from living in a trailer at his mom's house to the Lambo, suing his mom for a house? Because that's happening too. And at the end, I'm also going to be telling you the details of why John Caroni threatened me to sue me. You know, innocent me. I know it's hard to believe. Because honestly, it's entirely possible that me and Mrs. Caroni could be taking the stand together.
Oh, that'd be
John.
so
You know,
poetic.
I know it sounds funny.
That would
It
be
sounds
so
crazy.
good.
It's a possibility. I could be setting up a GoFundMe for me and her legal fees very soon. It could be happening. So thank you.
Bring Mama Caroni into the $10 million studio. Let's get her side of it. Let's see what she has to say about John. I want to hear it from her. Because now she's going to trial against her own fucking son.
For pumping the stock. Thank you for supporting the
Thanks,
channel.
you Minty.
You guys all make it all possible. But
I couldn't
without
tell you,
further
Mike.
ado,
I have no idea.
let's get into this lawsuit.
Delusion.
All right, so this is the lawsuit between John Caroni and his mother through a company called ECG. And look, I know many of you got the popcorn out. You're ready for the family drama. But
Yeah.
let's start by talking about a few things, right? First of all, I need to say, I'm not airing out John Caroni's family problems.
Damn
This
it.
is a public court case. Anyone has access to it. Like I said, a few bucks. So I cannot stress enough that John chose to air out all this information. Like he's the one, they're the ones writing the documents with the lawyers or whatever. They put it out publicly. Okay. First. Secondly, and this is also extremely important. On the one hand, I do find it funny that John is suing his mother for embezzlement because, you know, he's also being accused of embezzlement, and his plan, I guess, to fight that is like, oh, instead of addressing the accusations, let's just accuse my mom of embezzlement.
Well, yeah, it was her fault from the
You know,
get-go.
That's a classic excuse. We'll see how that plays out for him, right? So yes, I find all of that funny, but that's not why we're doing it. Because it turns out this lawsuit is also incredibly helpful for unraveling the entire Safe Moon story. There's a lot of lies in here.
Actually, hold on. Before we continue, I'm going on... This is always so sad. I'm going on the Safe Moon subreddit. What do they say about John Caroni suing his mom? Let me see. Oh my god, the number one post. Why Safe Moon will succeed despite the turbulence. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, the delusion never fucking ends. Alright. Let me see them talking about the lawsuit against his mom. John's lawsuit against his mom. This is certainly eyebrow-raising and certainly has me questioning the integrity of John and his competence as a CEO. Oh, this even shook them. Damn. Not even they're defending that one. Surprising, actually. I thought it was going to be something like his mom actually deserved it. She was stealing our funds from the blockchain for months. Thank you, John.
Falling apart when you see it. Because as you'll find out, Jennifer Caroni, John's mom, absolutely torches him in this lawsuit. I mean, it might as well be addressed to CoffeeZilla the way some of this stuff is written. I think she knew, like, some of it, the way it was, like, put in the lawsuit. I think it was her way of, you know, exposing him. Because I didn't think she needed to put it in. And then I think it was like, I brought you into this world. I'm going to take you out. So as we go through this lawsuit, though,
She sounds
I'm
awesome.
Gonna be bringing
As
this
you
all
said,
back
burrito.
to how this relates to SafeMoon. Because, again, that's why we're talking about it. That's the bigger picture here. Now, the details of how this lawsuit came about, as I said, SafeMoon from the early days, they promised a lot, right? Gambian wind farms, nanotechnology, the list went on, which all started when John starts talking about all these, you know, code name projects. He starts talking about Dark Moon, Area 32, Operation Phoenix.
Operation Phoenix is a little bit of a journey, but it's mainly a bunch of different complex things.
I love how every CEO right now steals Steve Jobs' swag. At least to some degree. I don't know what it is, but Steve Jobs must have conditioned everyone to look at this outfit and expect the person wearing it to be smart. And I don't think since Steve Jobs, a single person that's worn this has been anything above a fucking imbecile.
It's coming together to create an evolution.
But in reality, this lawsuit shows that he wasn't pioneering much as he was piggybacking off of his parents' achievements. The following is from the signed declaration of Jennifer Caroni. John's parents are apparently extremely involved in the Gambia and have been for some time. They, quote, began establishing valuable government and business relations, which resulted in them having valuable relationships, invitations, approvals, and licenses to do business in the Gambia. The point is they had connections, and John wanted to use them. So he decides, okay, he's now got a ton of cash through SafeMoon, and he's going to invest.
It's a billionaire
in
cosplay outfit,
so
true.
him and his mom create a company called ECG, which is like, I guess, part of what they were doing there. They also have other companies too. It's called the Emanations Communications Group, which is a terrible name. Whatever, we're calling it ECG. The big point is this. John is joining mom and getting 33.3% of profits for future sales of some antenna technology. Doesn't really matter. But the point is, John is getting that percentage because he's funding it with his, quote,
Thanks for the 5 gift subs needed for.
wealth.
Thank you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it can't be expressed how big of a point this is. This is like the smoking gun in the lawsuit, because this document does not say John Caroni manifested his desire to diversify his company's wealth of cryptocurrency. It says his personal wealth, his personal piggy bank. And
he's earned it for all of his hard work with SafeMoon.
The personal wealth he put into this company was $5 million.
Oh.
Now, I want you to ask yourselves, pretend you're the jury for a second, right? We've seen evidence that John was living in a van before SafeMoon. Suddenly, he joined SafeMoon in March of 2021. And by June 2021, he's got $5 million to invest of personal
coincidence.
Crypto
He won it in a scratch off.
Jury, tell me the conclusion. Where did he find that money? Did he find the Bitcoin under his van's mattress? Or did he get the money from investors? I really don't care how high you are on SafeMoon Copium. You cannot pretend that this could have come from, like, even just a salary, right? Even if he was getting paid as the CEO of SafeMoon, what is he getting paid? $1 million a month? Look at the timeline. March 2021, van life. June 2021, $5 million personal wealth. It doesn't take a scientist to figure out
that just goes to show you how successful SafeMoon was, baby.
Journalism. What we find out next,
from a van more wild. To a big scam in only 3 months
of embezzling money is apparently because he thinks that she spent a bunch of the money from ECG, which is their shared company. She spent it in dividends on things like cash transfers, fashion purchases, guns, and hair. Apparently $258,000, which is certainly a lot of money. But Caroni's mom argues that this is just her regular salary and was mischaracterized. And honestly, the reason the gun was even bought was because her son had attracted threats. She says, quote, the firearms and munitions were personal expenditures deemed necessary in light of me and Bradford's names being included in threats against John, which obviously that's totally understandable and looks terrible for John. Like, literally imagine leaking the fact that your parents fear for their safety because of your actions and then accusing them of embezzlement because of it. Now, obviously, it's pretty understandable why.
Yeah, now John needs to worry about his mom coming in
at this point. But it got worse when John started claiming
now she's armed.
Hard work sort of as his own. He started renaming their companies, ECG and ECG Operations, and called them Dark Moon and Area 32 to the SafeMoon army to make it look like he was doing a bunch of work. His mom tried to tell him that this was extremely cringe, but he didn't listen. Now, the reason this is important, again, is because in context with SafeMoon, John was making it sound like he's this innovator. He's this evolution guy. He's leading the charge. But in reality, he was just taking credit for other people's work, and he would allegedly even leak proprietary information, which they asked him not to leak. And it just led to more.
He just knew better. Like, at the end of the day, John's a mover. You know what? I'm going on John's Twitter real quick. I want to see, like, the actual believers' replies here. CoffeeZilla just doesn't see the vision. I do. Where's my Mooners at? Oh my god, his fucking handle is Captain Hoddle. Ew. Jesus. Alright, what do we got in the comments? Any news concerning the Safe Moon Gambia projects? They're going to be huge in the Gambia last time I checked. Very informative. Actually, even his own community's turning on him. Most of these top replies are people shitting on him. Thanks for the info. Keep pushing the envelope. This guy's name is Safe Moon Smokey. He's all in on Safe Moon. Father of 2 boys and a husband to a wonderful and talented wife. And it looks like all of his fucking money is in Safe Moon. Yikes. Wishing the best for him and his family. That sounds very stressful. Yeah, even his... Wow, what happened to all the Mooners? Bunch of fucking doubters in here now. I have to keep scrolling down into the abyss here to find anyone still supporting him. What happened? Was that a bad tweet? Was that just a stinker? Hey, Safe Moon Army. The Sales and Partnership Department at hashtag SafeMoon has his own Twitter account now. Happy Thursday. Hashtag SafeMoon Galaxy. Yeah, I heard Overwatch is back online. I'm gonna hop on in just a minute. Man, it's so weird to still see like little pockets of crypto bros hyping each other up, gassing each other up like, yeah, we're in a rough time right now, but I know it's gonna bounce back any day. Just like the little psych ward. Thanks to the resub Lunchables and Zandies and Yukawi. Have you watched the Alex Jones Channel 5 interview? Not yet. I've been meaning to, though. Yeah. Even on Twitter, SafeMoon's not... They're not getting a lot of support. You know what? Here. Is it like that everywhere? What was another big one? Well, Terra Luna's dead now. You know, let's just go to the most basic. Bored Apes. How the Bored Ape community doing? Where's the last Bored Ape post? They just retweet shit now. Damn, this shit looks super dead. Love to see that. Oh god. Oh, they have their own little game. I think this is a... Is this a Roblox map? Does anyone recognize this? What game is this? A couple people are sharing screenshots. Apparently someone had a birthday party in the Bored Ape game. You can't see it? I can't pull it up on Twitter because some of the replies are from OnlyFans girls. I can't tell what this is. Go full cam? Yeah, good idea. Here. It looks like Roblox, but it's too like high fidelity. Game looks like shit from the screenshots they're posting though. Is it VR chat? This is Decentraland? Some guy named PP Man had a big birthday party in there, I guess. He was joined by all the NFTs. Are you sure? Because, I mean, here, look. I don't... It's like... Maybe it is like Decentraland or something. I don't think it's VR chat. Because they have their own little stores where you can go in there and get a victory screen. Why won't it focus? There we go. It's Sandbox? Is that like a metaverse game? I don't think I've heard of Sandbox. Actually, just give me 1 second, though. I want to pee real quick. I've been holding it in for a minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna look up Sandbox while I'm peeing, though.